Welcome! In this video we will show how to use Unrip repair patches for fixing tears in latex clothing. We will cover the two most common types of repairs: pinholes, or rips smaller than an inch, and larger tears, also called blowouts, which will require extra reinforcement. Before we begin, it is critical to wash your latex. Any dressing aids, shining products, or general dirt and grime will negatively affect the strength of the patch. To wash your latex, I recommend using a plastic bin that can be filled partially with warm water. You will only need enough water to cover the clothing item. Next, we will need some dish soap that is safe for latex. Blue Dawn is a very popular choice as it contains strong, latex-safe degreasers. Now, let's get to washing. Submerge your latex into the water and swish it around to knock off any loose dirt and debris. Then, apply a liberal amount of dish soap to the latex. We're going to lather up the clothing. Be sure to make lots of suds, and really focus on washing the areas that'll be needing repair. Make sure to turn the clothes inside out and thoroughly wash both sides. If you have a large piece of latex, or one that's extra dirty, we recommend using a damp washcloth. This will provide some extra friction for knocking off any remaining grime. After lathering the clothing for several minutes, dunk it into the water and swish it around to remove the soap. Once the majority of the soap has been washed off, rinse the latex in the shower to remove any remaining soap residue. Finally, we recommend towel drying immediately after washing. Depending on the quality of your water, hard water can leave behind noticeable spots on the latex if left undried. If your latex previously had any shining products applied, it should have a noticeable matte finish after washing. If your latex still shows a significant amount of shine, we recommend repeating these washing steps before continuing. Now with the latex washed, let's begin the repair. We will first start with the smaller pinhole rip. For this, you will need the Unrip latex repair patch and a pair of scissors. We have our suit, and as you can see, we have a small tear near the back zipper. To draw less attention to the repair area, let's first turn the suit inside out. Now, let's begin the repair. First, hold the Unrip patch alongside the rip to estimate how much patch will be needed to fully cover the hole. We recommend adding at least an additional inch of repair patch to both ends of the rip. This is to reinforce the repair and help prevent the tear from expanding. Once you have measured out how much patch is needed, use scissors to cut the patch to size. This next step is optional, but we highly recommend rounding off any sharp edges or corners in the patch. Pointed corners tend to snag on skin or clothes, which can cause the patch to be accidentally peeled off. Rounding the corners makes the repair stronger. With the patch all sized up, peel off the back liner, exposing the glue. Press the patch glue side down onto the repair location, and you're done! We do recommend using a rolling pin or a drink can to apply extra pressure for squishing the patch into place. We also encourage waiting at least 30 minutes after completing a repair before wearing any of the clothing. This is to give the glue time to cure and fully adhere to the latex. With our small tear fixed, we can now move on to the large blowout repair. This particular rip is roughly 6 inches in length, and you can see it occurred along the seam connecting the arm and chest piece together. For this fix, we will be needing our Unrip repair tape and scissors, just like last time. However, we will also use one of the adhesive primer pens included in the Unrip repair kit. Additionally, I will be using some standard clear packaging tape to aid in this repair. This packaging tape is useful for ensuring the two sides of the rip are properly aligned before we apply the patch. To start, carefully align the two edges of the tear together as best you can. Then, apply a piece of the packaging tape to hold these edges together. We recommend covering an entire side of the tear in packaging tape before continuing. This is done so the two edges of the tear won't move out of position when applying the Unrip repair patch. With the repair location secured with packaging tape, let's carefully turn the suit inside out. Take your time and make sure the repair area doesn't come unstuck from the packaging tape when doing this. With the suit inside out, we now have our repair location easily accessible and the edges of the tear are in the correct position. Let's take our Unrip repair patch and measure it up over the tear. Like before, we want to give ourselves at least an additional inch of patch on the top and bottom of the repair. For these larger rips, it's a good idea to add extra patch on the ends of the rip for extra reinforcement. Once you're confident in the length of the patch, use your scissors to cut it to size. Like before, we're also going to round off any pointed corners. Since this rip occurs at an angle, we're going to create a second patch to match the shape of the tear. Now this blowout area clearly has had a lot of stress applied to it. We want to make sure our repair is as strong as possible. For that extra reinforcement, we'll be using an adhesive primer pen to increase the bonding strength of the Unrip patch. These adhesive primer pens are included with the Unrip repair kit. Before using the primer, be sure to wear some disposable gloves. To use the primer, first remove the pen from the cardboard packaging sheath. The primer is stored in this glass ampule. To activate, squeeze the plastic tube, breaking the ampule. This will soak the sponge at the end of the tube in primer fluid. With the primer pen active, apply a thin coating of primer to the desired repair location. We recommend covering an area slightly larger than where you expect the patch to be placed, roughly 1.5 inches on both sides of the rip. Once the primer has been applied, wait 5 minutes for it to dry. Once 5 minutes have passed, we can now apply the Unrip repair patch. To aid in the application of this patch, I'm only going to remove a small section of the liner exposing the glue. Once I'm confident the patch is aligned, I carefully press the glue side of the patch against the suit. I then slowly peel off the liner as I work my way down the rip, pressing the patch into place. With the blue patch applied, let's do the same with the smaller black patch to fully cover the tear. Once the patch has been pressed into place, use a rolling pin or can to apply extra pressure on the patch. Now, let's turn the suit right side in and remove the packaging tape. With the packaging tape removed, our repair is looking great. For extra reinforcement, I'll repeat my steps from the inside on the front of the suit. For the front, I'm not going to worry about applying more of the adhesive primer, but extra primer should be used if the strength of the patch is a concern. Like before, we'll be using 2 colored patches to match the color of the suit and cover the angle of the tear. Now for the blue. Measure it to size, cut the patch, clean up the corners, and peel and press into place. And with that, we have this suit repaired using Unrip. Once you're finished using Unrip, we recommend storing it in a sealed bag. This is going to increase the shelf life of the glue when in storage. If you have any questions, we recommend checking out the FAQ section on our website or utilize the Contact Us page to reach out to us directly. Thank you and good luck with your latex repair endeavors.